Well, hey y'all, it is your fearless onward leader, Molly Stone Bibb, coming to you after a full day of delivering orders and delivering brochures to my customers and collecting lots of money and giving out brochures wherever I stopped, and even talked to some people along the way at different points in my journey today. And I always say it shocks me what goes on in life out in general or in my Onward group when we are not really watching it 100%. And first of all, when some of the incidents took place today, I wanted to get a little angry. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to get a little angry. I wanted to come in here and just bash some heads and say, what were you thinking? That's what I was thinking. Hey, Miss Sylvia. And hey, Kimberly Durham, how are you? But you know what? The great thing about having to go out and deliver 40 or 50 orders and deliver, 40, 50, 60, I think I had to deliver 80 books today. So I think the good thing about doing that is it allows you to think about stuff before you actually jump and, you say something. So I thought what I would bring to you today should be a lesson that most of us already know. And I think we're all guilty of forgetting about it from time to time, so I don't want you to think that you're in the boat alone. But I want to talk to you all about kindness, something that I hope you all have experienced. I want to talk to you about patience. I want to talk to you about the fact that not all the time is being right the answer to everything. Hey, Michael Henry. Mwah. Hope Courtney is feeling better. Hey, Julie. Hi, Jason Fowler. How are you? So I just want to say that if y'all think it's hard for you to be kind sometimes, imagine having almost 14,000 people in your group. Not all of them do you make money off of, so you don't feel like you must be gentle with them all the time because they chose to be in the group. I did not choose to just ask you. You found me and you chose to be in the group. That's how I remember it. I'm pretty sure it's how you remember it. But my message is to you that as hard as it is sometimes, you must practice kindness, especially in the group, especially in there. I would think that you would want to practice that in life in general, because that is going to get you a lot further. There's Bibb. You see Bibb? Bibb, say hi.
Hey.
That's my baby. But it is very worrisome to me when I think people forget where they've come from. I think many of you vets that are in my group forget what it is to be a newbie.
Oh, can I just say it?
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, now, wait a minute. Now, this is him saying, oh, he's putting the hat on backwards.
Don't
Oh
be
my God.
a jackass. Just stop it. Stop being a jackass. You know-it-all, self-righteous, indignant little jackasses. Stop it.
Okay, that
Call's
would
over.
that would that would
Let's get an
be
amen, do an altar call, and let's go home.
that would be Lee Bibb doing the Lee Bibb man thing. That's what will happen right there. He's over there. Here he comes. He's coming back. My doggy is out there. Don't trip, baby. Don't hit your leggy. Okay, so, and yes, you're right. Preaching it, and for some of you, you'll get that. What he just said, some of you will get that. But I think my lesson, look, it would be so easy for me to throw people out 100 at a time just because they said something I didn't like, just because they came across the way I didn't like it, just because I thought they were jackasses. But a lot of people have asked me, what was it that moved me to take a group that was strictly for my team? And by the way, my team has no other group. This is it. This is where they get all their information. So my team in my opinion, are the best bunch of people ever because they choose to share me with you guys. They share Lee and I willingly with 13,600 and something reps and growing every single day. And I appreciate that because they know that I'm on a mission. But let me explain what my mission is. Let me explain this. See, it would be really, really easy just to take all of you who don't agree with how I do things, who don't like tossing, who don't like the way that I tell it as it is, who I'm sure stay in my group because you know my information is accurate and it's on time and that I don't let you get bad stuff from Onward. But it's okay that you don't like me. You don't have to like me. You can stay in there and still get the good information because that's part of what I do. But my goal, what I do, isn't about just bringing you in here, giving you all the right Avon information, showing you how to be the best seller you can be, showing you how you can be a great leader, showing you how you can work this into your life so that you don't feel like it's two separate things. See, my passion, my goal, is to show people who are thinking maybe negatively, who want to take one certain thing that happens in the business, like maybe their first order didn't show up on time or something, and they want to bash Avon for it. Or maybe they don't like a customer, or maybe they don't like their district sales manager. No matter what it is, my passion is to tell you that there is a different way to handle things. That you do not consistently have to deal with something with the fly off the handle, you know, first thing that comes to your mind. You need to stop. You need to count to 10. I have had Lee say to me many times, why don't you just kick her the hell out? And I have said, because my passion, my job with this, is to change your way of thinking. It's to change your way of thinking. It is to change how you do things. It is to have you see things differently than how you have been seeing it all your life. That every time you failed at something, you just decided to get more angry about it, figured you didn't know how to do it, and to show you, yes, you can. Yes, you can. And that you can think things differently. You can. And when you do, it makes you more patient. It makes you a kinder person. It makes people radiate to you instead of try to get away from you. When you're mean, when you're nasty, when you're having a bad day and you decide to take it out on everybody else. I need to know, does it make you feel very good? Or do you feel more alone than you felt before you started? Because I've had those mean times in my life when, because I was having a bad day, I just decided to be mean to everybody around me. Yell at them, kick the dog, whatever it may be. And it never made me feel better, not once. If anything, I felt more alone. Sometimes when things happen, most of the time when it's in your personal life, you know, it's not easy doing the right thing. It's much easier to just do the first thing, just the first thing that comes to your mind, just to do that. Most of the time, it's not the right thing. You cannot let anger overtake you. You cannot let something that somebody has done to you, intentionally or unintentionally, you can't let that dictate who you're going to be. That's letting all those people who would love for you to have a bad day win. God, don't give people that. I mean, when you're getting mad at other people because somebody's gotten mad at you, when you're getting mad at other people because you've had the worst day in the world, whatever that memory is that helps you be that way, don't you remember how it made you feel? I remember when my dad would come in and would just just yell for no reason. Sometimes maybe because he was drinking when I was younger. Sometimes just because I think he wanted to yell. I can remember thinking I don't want to ever be that person, ever. But yet there are times in my life that I can think back that I was becoming that person. Because see, it's much easier to become what we have been around. It's a constant battle to be better than how you were brought up. It's a constant battle to be better than the person at work who's treating you like crap, than the bully in high school, than the person who never had anything nice to say about you, than the person who told you you were ugly, the person who told you you weren't skinny enough, you were fat, the person who told you that they thought how you talked was funny, the person who told you that your teeth weren't pretty enough. See, it's just so much easier to just pick up on those bad habits and continue that. But I decided that I didn't want that for my life. That if I was unhappy with something, it was not anybody else's fault. Nobody can make you angry. You allow yourself to get angry. You allow yourself to get cold and callous. You allow yourself to come off to people like you know the world. And what is it? Is it because nobody ever let you be right when you were young? So now you think you're going to come into Onward and you're going to preach to people about what they should look up and how they should run their business, and that they should go Google this and Google that. Well, I'm going to Google your ass right out of the group, and I say that with no anger at all. I say that with love. I believe in teaching people how to find what they're looking for. But when you're new in this business, because I remember it well, there is so much to learn. There is so much to get your hands around, and then you have to get your arms around it, and you're still trying to get your head around it. And you're dealing with customers, and you want to build a team, and some people get credit and some people don't get credit. And how do you deal with it when customers are yelling at you because something is on back order? And how do you deal with the return? And what happens when Avon gets the return but they say something's not in there? And we all have been dealing with it for so long that we forget what it's like to be a newbie in anything. I did not just start this group for the people who have been around for years and years and years, and you think you know it all, and your sacrilegious attitude that says, how dare they ask such a stupid question? How dare you treat them like it's a stupid question? How dare you make anybody feel belittled in my group? And I love it when you claim my group as your group, but only if you're going to strive every day to be a better person than who you were yesterday. And sometimes it's a battle. Sometimes that's a battle. It's a battle for me sometimes. Sometimes I get so twisted about this group that I go, oh my God, I just need to just close the whole thing down. That's not my purpose. My purpose is to keep this group open. My purpose is to show you, if you're watching this, to show you that you can be a better Avon representative, you can be a better person, you can be successful in life and business, because they both go together. If anybody tells you that, anything different than that, they're wrong. Get away from them. You can be the best you and be successful. You don't have to be Molly Stone Bibb. You don't got to be anything close to her, because believe me, she got more faults than y'all know about, just so you know. I know her, and she got a lot more faults than y'all know about. So you don't want to be her, but you want to be the best you can be. Newbies, don't you ever quit asking. Now, let me be clear. If you're coming in and you're asking for a product number and you've looked all over for it and you can't find it, we are there for you in Onward. But the first thing that we try to preach is, hey, this is the product number, but I want you to know this is where you can find it the next time. This is where you can go, because it's going to save you a lot of time of asking if you know where to go for this. So write this down so that you'll know. That is somebody trying to help you over the hump. And there are a lot of humps in this business. And for all you people that got it going on all the time and you never get anything wrong, well, oh, I just wish I was as perfect as you were. But see, I am an imperfect person, and I own that. But we are here to help New Avon become the best they can be. But I got news for you. New Avon ain't going anywhere until we straighten up our attitudes. New Avon is not going to be any better than they were yesterday because we are New Avon. We have got to start practicing a different way to do it. And by the way, if you ain't got nothing to say or can't say something kind, don't say it in my group. And I say that with all... See the face? I say that because I will remove you no matter how knowledgeable you are, before I will remove somebody who feels like they are cast down in this group. I ask all you newbies, be open to everything people share with you. Don't look for somebody to come in and run your business, because baby, man or woman, you are the only one who can run your business. Nobody knows your life. Nobody knows if you have another job. Nobody knows if you had a crying baby all night long. Nobody knows if you were on the edge of quitting. Nobody knows that somebody could be telling you you are not going to be any good at this. Quit. You don't need this. It's going to take your money. Nobody knows but you what you're going through, and you ain't got to share all that. But what you've got to do is you've got to be open to learning and taking the knowledge that people share with you and put it to practice. Take a deep breath, but then don't forget to exhale. Exhaling has always been the hardest part for me. When you have a bad day, when something you thought has not been bothering you for forever and a day suddenly revisits you, shoot. And you're like, dang, man, I thought I was over this. I thought I was done with this. And you realize, no, you just shoved it back into the corners of your heart. And that it's still an issue, but you're just going to try harder to get through it. Everybody goes through that, guys. I know it's just not me. That's one of the reasons I opened this group, was for therapy, for me, so that I knew I wasn't alone in all this. I'm not saying everybody's dumb enough to share like I do. I know I share some stuff that you all go, oh my gosh, did she just share that? Yeah, I do. I do. And believe me, on some of the dumb stuff I've done, it's pretty much God-oriented, right? Like he's hitting me in the back of the head going, girl, you need to share that, because I'm going to tell you there's about 10 people out there watching you right now who could use that. That's why. That's why. That is why. We are all in this together. We may be at different places in our life. We may be all experiencing different things. We all have, you know, somebody might have a spouse or a child or somebody who's battling something. You know, maybe it's a bad relationship. Maybe you're going through a divorce. Maybe your rent and your mortgage is late. Maybe, you know, I look at, you know, I watch Lee struggle with his sight. And, you know, every year he tends to lose just a little bit more of it. And so you're going, oh man, you know, we got to do this, we got to do that, we got to do that. I want to make sure he still has a sight for this or that. And I don't have any control over it. And isn't that the killer in life? That we don't have any control over certain things. So you have to quit worrying about what you want to do a year from now. You've got to worry about what you're doing right now. Right now. Don't worry about what your business is going to be a month from now, because if you're working your business every single day in some way, a month from now, it's going to be better than it was the day you wanted to know what was going to happen a month from now. That's the truth. People worry too much about where they want to be in a year in Avon. Baby, you may not be here in a year. I have learned that firsthand. You may not be here in a year. Worry about today and being the best you can be in business and in your life today. And if you are doing that every single day, then in a week it's going to look better. In a month it's going to be better. And in a year you are going to be closer to that goal that you put up for yourself because you have worked it every single day in some way. None of this comes easy. It always amazes me that people think that building a business is going to be easy when building a relationship isn't easy. Getting through 12 years of school is not easy. Having a relationship, period, whether it's mom and dad as you're growing up, a relationship with your kids, maybe your boss, because so many of you still have jobs, and I remember because I was all part of that for so long. I'm telling you, it all takes time. And you vets, you forget that. I wonder how many of you see, you come in there for the information. You come in there for what Molly and Lee can put out for you. But how many of you see 85 questions, row after row after row? And how many of those questions do you scroll by? You know the answer. You know how to help somebody, but you're not in there to help anybody. You're just in there for what you can get. Wow. I know I stepped on some toes there. How many of you? How many? Oh, let's see what Molly's put in here today. Has Molly put anything new about the new leadership? Let's see what Molly's put in today. And look, I appreciate that you're looking for what we're putting in. What has Molly done to make us laugh today? But what have you done to help somebody who has no connection to you, no connection to you making money, no connection to anything that you could benefit from it, except that it makes you a better person? And I'm not telling you answer a question if you don't know the dang answer. Quit doing that. You don't know the answer, don't answer it. It's not what I'm looking for. But I'm looking for people who've chosen to be a part of Onward no matter what, which is a huge statement. Onward no matter what. But how many of you are reaching out and paying it forward in some way to somebody that you may not even know, but you can read what they wrote and you feel the frustration, you feel the hopelessness because nobody is answering their question? Now, do me a favor with that too. Let's be real for a second. If you see that there's 28 comments, before you decide to pay it forward and give the same answer that's been given 32 other times, could you please just like the statement that you believe is correct instead of writing it all over again? You guys are killing me. You make me want to kill myself. I'm going to just stab myself. Ow! I'm just going to do it. Because I'm like, seriously? How can the same answer be there 82 times? 82 times, the same answer. We got to stop that. Quit confusing the newbies. That's not cool. Don't confuse it. I don't think you guys know sometimes how hard it is. You know, I will wake up and I will say, God, what do you got for me today? Because I wake up and I feel like, man, I haven't had enough sleep. I got to put on my happy face. I got to dig deep and I got to find something because I got people out there following me. And somebody needs something today and they're going to be looking for me to give it to them. Somehow or other, he always comes through. Could be that I'm just sharing that I'm having a bad day, but I'm still here and I'm going to get through it. Sometimes that helps you through something to know I'm not alone. Molly Stone Babe having a bad day. So am I. It's good. I'm having a bad day because they have not released Pumpkin Spice Latte yet. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? These people need to release from Starbucks the pumpkin spice latte, and they need to do it soon, or I will not be responsible for not being the sane person. Oh my Lord. So I'm hoping they do that soon. I don't know where that came from, except I've really been craving them, so that's probably where it came from right there. So what I'm asking you in a nutshell is be kind. And by the way, if somebody's not being kind, don't get on there and jump all over them. Being unkind to a person who's being unkind is stupid. If somebody needs to have their hand slapped, Lee and I will slap their hands. Negative on top of negative breeds nothing but negative. That's in it's in math, that's in everything, people. We don't need negative on top of negative. I need somebody who's deciding that they're going to stand up taller than anybody else, no matter how tall you are. Somebody who's going to say, I'm going to be the difference today. I try hard to be the difference every day in your lives. I try hard every day to be the difference in somebody's day that's not in Onward. I had a gentleman, you know the gas station, you all saw my post about incognito at the gas station again, right? And look, Lee and I are running a little bit late. We know we have a fierce route that we have to do today. We have got to get up. We have got to get into the orders. We've told people we're going to be there at a certain time. I don't know why I'm so emotional today. Kick me in the tail, I don't know. And this old gentleman that I had seen in the store of the gas station, I saw him. He was drinking coffee, and Lee's getting ready to put gas in the car. And I'm like, I have this fetish. You know, we have a bunch of pine trees where we're at, and the pine needles are falling fiercely early this year. So I am like doing the whole like lifting the hood and gathering all the pine needles out of everything because it's irritating me. And this same man walks up to me, and he says, hey, he goes, can I ask you a question about Avon? And I mean, the man's probably 75, 77 years old. And I said, well, sure. I said, how are you? I said, my name's Molly. And I said, how'd you know I was doing Avon? Just being funny, right? But he didn't realize I was being funny, so then I felt a little stupid. And he says, well, you know you got signs on your vehicle. So I said, oh my God, you kidding? I got signs on my car? And he looked at me like, oh, I think I picked the wrong person. I said, oh, I'm just messing with you. I'm messing with you. And I said, what can I help you with? And he started asking me about the colognes in the cars, the old canisters. You all know, if you've been with Avon a long time, how you could get the wild country in them. And he was asking me if people collected them and if they were worth anything. And we just talked for about 15 minutes. And I said, they still have wild country. And he said, really? And I'm like, oh my gosh, yeah, I need to get you an Avon brochure right now. I said, hold on, let me get in my car, and let me get you an Avon brochure. So I get out and I get him an Avon brochure, and give him my business card, and he says, are they worth anything? And I said, I know there's a couple that were really collector's editions, that they're not worth a lot of money, but they're probably worth more than what you paid for them. I said, there's a book out, I'm telling them. And he says, how can I find out? And I said, well, you can probably put some of them on eBay. Some people just collect them to collect them. He says, oh, well, I don't do that internet stuff. And I said, well, you know what? I said, if you have any that are unopened and haven't been used, why don't you give me a call, tell me which ones you have. I got a couple of people who could probably help me out on that, and I would love to talk to you about it. I had a feeling this man was just lonely. And he told me that his wife passed away about 10 years ago. And she was the one who used to buy him these. And he said, I got one every year for Christmas. And they all had wild country in them. He said, I have lots of wild country in cars. He says, I even have wild country in a motorcycle. I was like, wow, I don't think I ever saw that one. And he says, oh yeah, she was so proud when she got that. And he said she used to buy Avon all the time, and you know, she really liked it. And he said, I know if she was here today, she would be talking your ear off. And you know what? It was 15 minutes. I didn't make a sale yet, but that man just needed somebody to talk to. And as he remembers it, the Avon lady is very nice. And I think about how we are with each other in Onward sometimes, and I wonder, God, I hope you don't take that outside of Onward. I don't like it in Onward, but sometimes no matter what your schedule is, you got to pay attention to what is in front of you. You got to pay attention to that person who you can make them smile. You know, I put a picture up today of me showing my Avon shirt, right, and talked about smiling and representing and being ready that when you're out there to represent your company and be proud of what you have to share. And I knew I had said it, but I was thinking I was just going to be doing orders and stuff all day, so I didn't think there was going to be a moment for me to really touch anybody's life. And this man thanked me for taking the time to talk to him, and I just thought, wow, you know what, it was just a couple of minutes of conversation. And you know, I thought it was really nice to see him smile, because when he was in the store walking around, he wasn't smiling. He seemed very, very lonely. He seemed very, very alone. And for those few minutes that he was out there with us, right in front of the gas pump, he was smiling, and he had these great smile lines. You know, he's older, and you could tell he had been out on the water and in the sun, but it just felt like for the first time in a long time he was talking and somebody was listening. And I thought, well, there's my gift today. My gift is, hopefully he left me feeling really good. And who knows, maybe I'll get an order of Wild Country, but with all them canisters he has of them, that may not be happening for a long time. But it was a good experience. And you know, I don't get to see a lot of my customers, because with my route now, so many of my people work. All the working moms and the working dads, and I was able to connect with a lady who actually had an $89 order, but normally she leaves the check for me on the door, and I leave the bag, and she does real estate, so she's rarely ever home. And she happened to be there, and she met me at the end of the driveway. And she goes, oh my gosh, I can't believe I got a chance to see you. She says, how many times have I ordered from you now, and all we do is text and you leave the order? And she grabbed me and she hugged me, and she says, oh, I didn't know you got your hair cut. It looked so good. And I was so glad I had done it today, because I almost decided I'm just going to ball cap it today because I have so much to do. And I was like, oh, thank you. It's so much easier to take care of. And then right down the road from her, there was another lady who hadn't ordered in a while. She doesn't have a lot of money, but she was walking down the sidewalk to her house in the same development, and I stopped early and got out of the car and had her brochure for her. And I said, what are you doing walking the sidewalk like this? I said, you're gonna give the neighborhood a bad name with that sexy walk of yours. And she says, oh, Molly, and she grabbed me and she hugged me, and she told me she had been at a birthday party and that she had the best time, and it was a group birthday party, and we kidded about the fact that I needed to be a part of every birthday party because I like to celebrate, and that was kind of cool. And but we had a good time, you know. It was really, really cool. And you know, and then one of the other people, I went to my seniors community. I was leaving books there, delivering a couple of orders. One of the ladies said that she had not been getting my books, and I didn't know why, because we've been mailing them to her. And I caught her going into her apartment, and I saw her because she travels in a wheelchair. And I said, Mrs. B, because her name is Bertha. I said, Mrs. B, I said, don't you go running inside that apartment without talking to your Avon lady. I said, I got books for you. And I went running down the hall, my big body, towards her. And she was like, I just called you last night. I said, I got the message. You told me you weren't getting books, so you know I ran right over to make sure you got some books, girl. I have missed your orders. I said, I should have thought you had not placed an order with me in a month. I said, I should have called you. I said, I was slacking on the job. I've been busy in Vegas and Vet Fest. And I said, so I am here. Do you want to call me tonight, or do you want me to go through the book with you right now? She says, you don't ever go through the book with me. And I said, well, normally I don't need to, but I need your order. I said, let's do this. And we talked for just a few minutes. Another one that her husband died a few years back. And it was so good to connect with some of my customers that I used to see a little bit more of them, but everybody's busy and I'm so busy. And I realized that, guys, I don't know if you know this yet, Avon representatives make a difference in the world. I need you to know that. I need you to know it, and I need you to own it. But I need you to know it because that's who you are. This is not just Molly Stone Bibb. You are New Avon. You are Avon. We make a difference in people's lives. And if you don't feel like you are, you need to reevaluate and you need to start doing some things differently. You need to go make a customer smile. You need to tell them how important they are to you. You need to bring people into your life, into your realm, into your brightness, into your world. And sometimes when we make other people smile, even when we're having a really sad, bad day, for an instant, you forget how bad your day was. And suddenly, you are a part of making somebody else's day brighter. And guess what? Guess what? Somehow or other, that lifts your spirits. Nothing can change in your life, but you made a difference. Avon gives us the ability with 130 years of products and pride and smiles and laughter and helping people and servicing them and helping women and men change their lives. We have that going on, but we get so caught up in where we want to go in our lives and our business and our success and all of this that we forget that we are supposed to make a difference. We're supposed to make a difference. So I'm going to say to you, when you're in my group, definitely think about making a difference. Because guys, when I don't see you making a difference, then I don't feel like my impact is big enough on you. And I feel like I'm getting away from what I'm supposed to be doing with you. I can't change you, but I hope to give you things that make you want to change what needs to be changed about you. What needs to be changed in your thinking. What needs to be changed to make you a better person. Because when you're a better person, you will affect the lives of people around you in a much better way. So I implore with you to be nicer. Newbies, respect your elders. A lot of them know a lot. And if you're gracious and you say thank you and you ask with that I want to learn attitude, you're going to get a lot more from the vets in the group. But vets, above all, be the example. Be the person that you wish when you started this business that you had had. Everything, if you have an upline that you didn't like about your upline, be the better part of what you wish that person had been. If that person was never there for you, be the person who's there for you. You don't have to be a leader in leadership to help somebody out in this business. That's what we do here. A lot of groups are just about information. They're just about, okay, this is what we do. Here's the files. Here's this. Hallelujah. Don't ask questions. Find what you want. Let's be monotone. Look, our group is fun. Our group is entertaining. How could it not be with Lee and I admins, really? Our group is knowledgeable. Our group is probably the fastest moving group ever in Avon, for sure. We rise up and we put a hand out to help others rise up. when we give information, that information, I know it's right. It is on the money, because I will not share anything in Onward until I know I have a good understanding of it, because I know you're going to be asking, which means I'm going to have to answer it. So I'm making sure that I get it. Our group is about success in life and in business. Our group is about finding a way around it, over it, under it, through it, vault the pole over it, do what you got to do, grab the daggone bouncer, bounce yourself over the problems. That's what our group is about. It's about getting where you want to get when everybody tells you you'll never get there. That's where Onward, no matter what, came from. It's about proving all those haters wrong. But in the meantime, not looking at them and saying, screw you. It's about smiling and going, oh, this is so sweet to be successful and have to have you sit there and watch me be successful. Thank you, Jesus. Jesus, take the wheel. You know, it's being able to smile amidst all the adversity. Seriously, it is. So I want you to do your best. And you're going to fail. You're going to mess up. I don't kick you out for messing up, guys. I kick you out when you decide that you know better than anybody else, and you decide that you know how you want my group run. I tell you, go open your own group and let it go all to hell in a handbag if you want to, but not Onward. I ain't doing that. I'm not that person. I'm not that quitter, so that ain't going to happen, okay? So there will be a call Friday night. I'm going to give you a hint. I'm going to probably put up the call today or tomorrow. I know it's late, but I've been really busy, guys. The call is going to be titled, What's Around the Corner? What's around the corner? I'm not going to tell you nothing else but that. I'm going to tell you what's around the corner. I'm going to tell you, you don't want to miss it. If you thought the last call was good, you want to be there. You want to catch the replay. If you're going to be busy, dude, I'm telling you, what's around the corner. We're going to talk about the fears of what's around the corner. We're going to talk about the choices of what's around the corner. We're going to talk about what can happen with what's around the corner. And I think that it's going to help you in your business, for sure. It's going to help you in your life. And it's going to help you be a better person for today. Because tomorrow may not be here. But today, we're all going to be better together and onward. So I hope you get that. I hope you embrace that. And I hope you still choose to be a part of it. If you choose to leave, I will open the door very nicely for you and say thank you for visiting us. And if you ever choose to come back again, you feel free. Because I know if you're going to come back again, you're going to come back with a better attitude. And I want you to help others. And I want you to learn. And I want you to be a better you in life and business. And that's all we ask for in this, okay? So, I say good night. Mwah. You know I love you. Even you ones who give me a nosebleed and make me want to stab myself, I still love you. You just got to learn how to be better. That's all. So, I will probably talk to you in the next day or so. Look for that call. I'll be putting it up shortly. If not tonight, tomorrow, okay? Go forth and be a better than you. I love you guys. I'm so honored to be your Onward mama and to help you through every stage of your business. You hear me? I may not be able to do it individually, but I sure can be here to give you the direction. What you do with it from there is up to you. Good night. Love you guys.